What's going on, Ridley Jones, and welcome to r/adultery. I am your guide, Q. This subreddit has gotten even more painfully cringe since the last time I visited it, so we're gonna look at this stuff, and it's gonna be an interesting ride. Come along. Alright, this is just a funny post, in my opinion. Just a friendly reminder that if they wanted to, they would. If they wanted to talk to you, they would. If they wanted to meet up, they would. If they wanted to remind you that you're still sexy and desirable and absolutely wanted, they fucking would, babe. So now that you realize that they don't, and therefore they won't, go out and find you someone who does, because they will. This applies to APs and SOs alike. So do with all of this what you will, homies. Okay, so APs and SOs stand for adultery partner and significant other, and this is a new genre of posts that I absolutely adore on r/adultery, which are just like generic motivational positivity posts that you would see on like Facebook or something, but when you think of it through the lens of being posted by cheaters and appealing to an audience of people who cheat on their partners or have cheated on their partners, it becomes super hilarious because it's like you guys are actively creating the insecurities that will cause people to not actually go after the things that they deserve or feel like they deserve love or just have like issues with all of this shit because they're afraid of getting cheated on or have some trauma from that. So this is just very ironic in my opinion. I just choked on my own mucus. Maybe your adultery is symbolic of something deeper. Maybe your adultery is symbolic of your need to reclaim your identity. Maybe it's a place where you can finally just stake out one part of your life for yourself. It's not for your kids, it's not for your spouse, it's for you. Maybe it's a way for you to fight back against the nature of your life, where people just constantly ask you to give, and give. Maybe your adultery is not an indictment of your character. Maybe it's an emblem of how your life treats you. Maybe it's the natural consequence of a life lived in constant servitude. Maybe it's the expected outcome of a life spent wanting and being unsatisfied. Maybe it means something more. Just maybe. This is some of the best fake deep content I have seen in a very long time, but it works because he's preaching to the fucking choir. Everybody in this subreddit wants to not feel guilty about what they're doing and feel like there's some deeper reason why they're finding themselves through cheating on their partner. It's just so fucking lame. I woke up this morning and that's it. I woke up. I took a nice long hot shower. I went downstairs and made a pot of coffee and got the newspapers together. Padded around the kitchen, poured a cup of coffee and headed outside to the porch. I read the papers and had my coffee. Then I took it to the yard. I laid out on my lounge chair listening to Fleetwood Mac. Finished the papers, finished my coffee, picked up a book and started to read, surrounded by pots of flowers on my deck. It's a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. I feel fall in the air. Perfect. I'm at peace for the first time in 6 months since my AP last texted me. Today I feel total peace. It feels fucking awesome. I don't miss him anymore. I don't care anymore. I'm not hurt or mad or sad. I don't care, just like that. I'm taking care of myself more and it feels good. I don't care about affairs. I'm fine. If I meet someone, fine. If I don't, fine. I'm at peace with my marriage. It isn't good, but we can get along. I have to leave it because I'm not getting divorced anywhere in the near future. I have to focus on myself, not on a man, not on any man. They're on their own. I've got shit to do. The first thing to do is get back outside with my book, classic rock, and some cold beers. Thanks for listening. I really hope someone gives you the book deal that you're so clearly looking for. Like, I guess I'm happy for you that you're doing better, but it's just like, I'm gonna drop some honesty here. This seems like the kind of post that you make when you're not over your AP. Like, maybe if you were actually over them and it wasn't a big deal, you wouldn't go to r/adulteries for some validation about your peaceful day. Like, and it's just, what is going on here? here? Can somebody explain to me how these people just are in this beautiful state of blissful ignorance on this subreddit? Alright, this post just tickles my fancy. Teach them how to treat you. Him, sorry I haven't responded for a few days. I've been so busy. Her, don't worry, your competition wasn't. This is for the guys who are not busy at 10 p.m. and want to say hi after several days of ghosting. If you don't want to put the time and effort into the relationship, someone else will. Someone in the replies says, I hope you gave them an ice pack after that, like it was some sort of epic roast. One of my favorite things about r/adultery is that it's a bunch of Redditors that cheat on their significant others trying to look cool for other Redditors who cheat on their significant others. And obviously it works, but like, at what cost? Like, this is just so sad and so like attempting to be smooth and suave. And you probably try to take control over these multiple people that you're cheating with for the same reason that you cheat on your partner in the first place and the same reason that you post on this subreddit. You want to feel powerful and cool. Alright, let's get into the whys here. Why did I do it? As many people here, I was in a dead bedroom. During the years it went on, my emotions ranged from hurt to angry to sad and finally resigned. I attempted to bury my libido. I threw myself into other things. I took SSRIs and found solace in how they deadened my desire. Over the years, I disengaged from my marriage. Then earlier this year, I decided an affair might make my marriage endurable. I created an interim strategy and an exit plan. Use affairs to make life livable and solidify my plans to leave. I had one short-lived affair. My goodness, the highs, and oh shit, the lows. I didn't fall in love, but all those chemicals flooding my brain made thinking clearly very difficult. The touch of another human made me realize I desire to have a sex life. And yes, the guilt was very real for me. Not that I think anyone on here should feel guilty, I don't, but I couldn't keep it out of my own head. Ultimately, my AP and I parted ways for a number of reasons, and the timing was right. I was edging closer to a decision to end my marriage, not to be with AP, that was never a consideration, and I needed a clear head. I asked for the divorce, and suddenly, my STBX, I'm guessing that's the person that she's actually in a relationship with, was willing to rectify all of our issues, do anything to make things work. What I was able to see was that, of course, it wasn't just our sex life. It seemed so silly that I had convinced myself that was our only issue. So why didn't I just ask for the divorce before having an affair? Why risk being the villain in this story? I'm trying to figure that out. It's multifaceted, but I think the largest factor was fear of the unknown. I'm not a young woman. Would anyone want me? Yes. Would I be able to have good nookie with somebody else after 28 years with the same partner? Yes. Would I have the strength to say what I want and stick to it when so many people I love want something different? Yes. I don't know that I would have had the strength to go through with it had I not had the affair. I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I didn't get caught. I'm on a path now that is scary as hell, and I'm so excited about what comes next. So I think it's stuff like this that really makes me think this is very humanizing of the people that cheat on other people. It gives reasons as to why they do it, but I think that the biggest issue here is that we only ever get one side of the story. Like, yes, this affair may have inspired her to finally be able to ask for the divorce that she might not have asked for years otherwise. But at the same time, we have no idea what's going on with the other person. They desperately tried to fix things once the divorce was asked for. Maybe they were going through mental health issues as well and couldn't be as good of a partner for those reasons. They also could have been a massive piece of shit, but we just don't know because we don't have their side of the story. I wish there was an r/marriage counseling where people could post both sides of the story and we could all judge them, but we do not have that. I definitely think that this post reeks of a lot of the typical self-pitying attitude that they have on r/adultery, but I think that's kind of the nature of r/adultery in a sense, because it really just exists as a hug box for guilty cheaters to support one another where they know they won't be judged. And I am kind of intruding on that, but I'm still gonna fucking judge them. I can't not. I am a marriage and family therapist having an affair. Ask me anything. I'm a marriage and family therapist that is having an affair. AP is busy for the weekend, so my time texting / flirting will be reduced quite a bit, and I'm happy to answer anything you would want to know. This is, okay, so I actually went into the AMA thread themselves where people asked them stuff, and it was extremely boring. Like, they just gave, like, typical kind of popular answers and not really anything too interesting to dive into, but the idea that a person that is currently cheating on their partner is a marriage and family therapist is concerning. I really hope that their personal decisions don't bleed into their work, but like, when you're making judgments like that, I feel like your advice might not be so good. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Alright, so this one sounds like a doozy. I'm a successful, attractive female. I got catfished. I found my adult partner, I think that's what AP stands for, on r/naughty from neglect. We hit it off and he asked me to go exclusive. I liked him a lot and I actually moved out shortly after meeting him to let the relationship flourish. We had a love nest. He lived with his wife and young child 20 minutes from me. He was successful and respected and had so much integrity and sense of righteousness. He was really involved in his child's life, sharing all the details of his parenting with me. I related as I have my own young children. His marriage was ending, the writing had been on the wall for years. They opened up, she has a rich boyfriend and he had his flings. They planned to separate. He eventually told her about me and she wanted him to be happy. Problem was, I could never find him on the internet. I tucked those doubts away since his work required discretion and he hated social media. 8 months later, we are deeply in love. We're talking about starting our own family, getting married. He met my kids, my spouse even, since he was to be around my kids. He showed me a government ID. A trailer comes out for Eliza Schlesinger's Good on Paper on Netflix, which, if you don't know, is a comedy special from a conventionally attractive famous comedian about getting catfished, or at least that's part of it. My doubts creep up again, and I decide to run his vehicle plate, since that is the fact I can lean on. If he's not on social media, it doesn't stop his family from being on them, right? Where are they? The background reports come back as I am having brunch with a friend. I and wow through the rest of brunch without hearing a word they say. His name is fake, everyone's name is fake. His job title is fake, his profession is fake. He lives in my state by himself while his wife and son live in another state. His wife gushes about him on social media. He tells me the love is real. I'm not normally considered stupid. I'm a published scientist and men can find me intimidating. I'm even considered attractive. It could happen to anyone. I'm reading Esther Perel's The State of Affairs to help myself heal, but it's hard to overcome the trauma of having to invalidate a year of your memories with the love of your life. The shame of telling your kids, ex-spouse, and friends what happened. The desperation of wishing he's actually a good person. Fuck operational security. Make sure you know who they are. When you're in an unhappy marriage, you're vulnerable to someone who can give you what you lack, the attention, the touch, the spark. But don't let them take advantage. Thanks for listening, and I hope everyone finds happiness. Okay, so at first I was confused because they say ex-spouse at the end, so they're no longer married to the person that they were originally cheating on, but they were still originally cheating in the first place, otherwise they wouldn't be posting on r/adultery, which is all about extramarital affairs or, cheating on your partner when it's not an open relationship or something like that. So this whole fucking catfishing thing, I genuinely think that it sucks to have this happen to anybody. It sounds like she was really heartbroken going over all that information about the person that she loved not being the person she thought they were. Kind of reminds me of something. It kind of reminds me of the feelings that someone would go through if they found out their partner cheated on them. Like, the point of this entire fucking subreddit. So, I don't think that this woman necessarily deserved to get catfished, but it is ironic that while doing an activity that was breaking someone's trust, their affair partner broke their trust. So, this is just a weird subreddit. I find it really difficult to feel bad for anybody on here. Also, I really do enjoy the fact that she's like, I'm even considered attractive, as in catfishing can happen to attractive people too. It's not just for the uggos out there. Why are you even mentioning that? If you like this subreddit, I have another video on r/adultery, and let me know in the comments if you want to see more. It seems like there's plenty of content to explore on this sub. I would like to give a major shout out to Alicia, Hannah, June, Matthew Kendall, Caitlin, Beth the Dork, Brittany, Ashton Jacobson, ... Kennedy DeSilvis, Tay P, Hyper Ninja Child, Jared D, Regrettable Stitches, Allison B, Kaya Bay, and Catco, as well as everyone else you see on your screen for being top tier channel members. Links to all my social media are in the description. Twitter, Instagram, as unofficial Discord, the link might work. I don't know, my Twitch is over there too. I hope you guys are all doing great, skating on the best of your abilities, drinking a sufficient amount of water, and I'll see you super soon. Please take care of yourselves and the people around you. Yeah, peace out, Cub Scouts.